Hello and welcome to a very special Platinum Jubilee Classic Weekend Punters Guide. A fantastic weekend of racing action. Jason Weaver alongside me as always. And Jason, it's quite appropriate that we have the Platinum Jubilee and the Derby, of course, one of the Queen's favourite races. And sadly this week it's in memory of the late great Lester Piggot, 9-time winner, who sadly passed away earlier on in the week.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. 9 wins from 36 rides in the big race. And, he was a character. He was unbelievable in the saddle. I always were harking back to Willie Carson saying that he wasn't good enough to lace his boots. Well, when I was in the weighing room, it was Willie, Pat and Steve Corton that we were looking up to. So how good he must have been. But I'm definitely going to take Bruce Raymond out for a dinner, even if it cost me a few quid, because he said, I've got so many stories that we can't tell everybody. They're the ones that are saved for around the dinner table. Those are the ones that I want to hear, as well as what everybody else got to see. So it's great. Yeah, the Kazoo Derby in memory of the late, great Lester Piggot.
Yeah, he dominated, of course, back in the 60s and 70s. But certainly it's been Aidan O'Brien who's been dominating this race in recent years, and he's mob-handed once again. But it's Sir Michael Stout rolling about the years who's got the favourite with the impressive Dante winner, Desert Crown. But it's great to have a big field, isn't it? 17 lining up.
Yeah, it is. And I think when you think about a Sir Michael Stout, it's the amount of improvement that he has in horses going forward. And he comes in, very lightly raced, 2 starts. He's bound to take a big step forward from the Dante. And look, he's on a rating of 117. He can only improve again. He can only take a massive step forward from where he is at the moment. And he's quite rightly at the top of the market. Big time for Richard Kingscote, his rider. He's into the pressure cooker situation, that is for sure. I think he's drawn quite well. I haven't got any qualms over the favourite. Would I be getting stuck in at those prices? No, I'd be cheering him on, and it could be another Chris King with Richard on board. Good luck to him on his best ever Derby ride.
Yeah, it's a big one, isn't it, for Richard Kingscote? We have got 17 on us. I know you like one. We like to put up a bit of value. So what have we got? Are we having a couple of stabs?
Yeah, absolutely. I will have two bites of the cherry. Walk of Stars, for me, is the big improver in the lineup. I know that United Nations didn't make the lineup. He was hard fit for his return victory in the Lingfield Derby trial. Walk of Stars went round there. There are a few angles in here. He went round there like he was on rails. He was still green, a bit kinky and quirky when he came down the straight. He ducked off right. He has been prepped for this in mind. He's coming forward at the right time and he's improving. So we've got no problem with the track. Have a look at his gallop with the walk of the Breakfast with the Stars. Went really well. Patrick Hills rides him every day. Patrick struggled with his weight when he was a jockey. He's bound to be 64 kilos if he's a pound. So regularly carrying 10 stone in the mornings. So he'll have no problem going around here with 9-2 on his back. He'll think that he's absolutely loose. And it was just the manner of that gallop. Very fluent all the way around there. I think he's a huge each-way player for the boys in blue. And it could be James Doyle's time to step into the limelight. Obviously, it was a bit of pill for him last year when Adam went and won on Adayar. So he's one. The other one is the complete unknown in the lineup. That's Masekela, who had some very good form behind the likes of Caribus and all those in his juvenile campaign. Messed around in the gates last time. He's going to be completely overlooked in the market. I'm expecting him to win. Maybe not, but he can get a slice of it at a huge price. So Walk of Stars, Masekela each way.
Yeah, it's a fascinating derby. Really looking forward to it. 4:30 on Saturday. The race that precedes it, though, is the Dash, one of the fastest races in the world. Of course, the downhill 5 furlongs at Epsom. We've got last year's winner, Mocketil, in here. A couple of Irish raiders. This will be fast. This will be furious. You might need another couple of stabs in this one as well, Jace.
Yeah, but both of them will be coming from high stall positions. I think that's a big advantage. I know that I think the record is held by something that was drawn in 2 and managed to slide its way across. But to be up against that stand side rail, down over the roller coaster, over the road, you've got to meet it all right. There's a a strange angle in. I'll go for the 3-year-old in the lineup, and that's Living the Dream, who's drawn in stall number 17, Sean Curran on board. I think that he's definitely got the right attributes. The ground wants to dry out a little bit for him. It's given the forecast to be good ground, should be absolutely ideal. He gets the £7 weight for age allowance. The last youngster to win it, I think, was myself on a filly called Double Quick, who was an absolute rocket a long, long time ago. Black and white images back then, Matt, I'm afraid. But I feel that he's got the right profile. And if ever one has been trained for the race, it has to be King of Stars, doesn't it, for Mick Appleby and the team? He was off for a couple of months. He prepped a week ago, slowly away, blasted off in front, got tired, finished 4th in a good race behind Rarsell. That's rock solid form. Mick Appleby has prepped this for the big race. And what's happened to him? He's drawn in 20. Perfect.
Yeah, good record in these sprints, hasn't he, Mick Appleby, King of Stars, and one to watch in the dash. We rewind again another 35 minutes. We've got the Group 3, the Diomed Stakes over an extended mile. Again, the boys of blue are strong-handed. The Hattrick-seeking Modern News, and Charlie has got Mutasabek. I'm not sure if he quite stays this trip.
Yeah, they held on to him last time. Mutasabek's a fascinating contender. Obviously, we saw him win down here at the back end in Newmarket and last year, ran in the 2000. Great return. Little bit unlucky last time at Sandown. Small field's going to suit him. They'll hold on to him and he'll be played late, the same as an Escobar. Zakuski down the bottom, really good profile. Won 6 from 12, loves to front run. He looks the pace in here. And Modern News, I think the reason he's enjoying his race in the last twice, they've taken the tongue tie off him. So he feels a little bit freer in his races. Good wins and dominant, wasn't he, at Windsor last time? But for me, if you want to latch on to a good bit of form, Megallan was behind Master of the Seas at Newmarket in the Earl of Sefton. Great run. He finished last, tailed off last and beaten at Chester, was never, ever at the races at all. So, look, it wasn't his running. He cannot have run that bad. The fact that they've given him a month to freshen him up and bring him back here, look, provided that it was just one bad day at the office, he's massively overpriced. This is a horse who's better than this company. I think he'll win a Group 3 and he'll be stepping back up in grade.
Yeah, it could be a good one for Frankie and John and Thady Gosden in the Diomed. We've got another Group 3, the Princess Elizabeth Stakes for the fillies over the same trip, the extended mile. And the key piece of form here comes from Goodwood 5 weeks ago, where Mrs. Fitzherbert beat Bashkirova. Yeah, Bashkirova's shorter in the market. How do you explain this one?
I've got no idea, unless they feel that Tom Marquand is £20 better than a Stevie Donoghue who rode Bashkirova. There were no excuses. She went to the front, the daughter of Pivotal. She was going to go and win, and she was reeled in. How good is it for Hughie Morrison to keep a young lad on board? George Rook, he's at that difficult time in his career and needs to make the leap from the pond into the sea. It's a great opportunity for him. I mean, Popatoba got going far too late to reel in Roman Mist when they met at Kempton last time. But is that form good enough? Probably not. I think Popatoba will be absolutely flashing home. And then when you work the way down, I suppose Technique has to be respected on her form last year. Statement has its first run for Kevin Ryan. 300,000 they went for the horses in training sale as for the daughter of Lawman. But no, Mrs. Fitzherbert, absolutely the wrong price. She did as a favourite at Goodwood. I think she'll go in again.
Yeah, it's interesting that she's such a big price compared to Bashkirova, her victim out at Goodwood. And then the opener on Derby Day, the 2 o'clock, is a 10 furlong 3-year-old handicap. We thought the Derby and the Dash were difficult. This is a tough one to start with for punters.
Yeah, we will. We're going to go for the unexposed runner in the lineup here. Approachability. Looked good when he won on his debut. Admittedly, got a soft lead. Ran okay, trying to give the penalty away to Grenoble, who actually matches up again here. And then was 4 lengths behind in Listed Company. And that form is very, very strong. Obviously, Westover was second in that contest. He's going to be a runner in the Derby. This lad's got a Group 2 entry at the Royal Ascot meeting. He needs to be winning this if he's going to take up an entry in that. He just could be the sleeper in the lineup, if you like. I'm always key to find and look at jockey bookings. Joe Fanning has gone up to Musselburgh for the Johnson team on Saturday. Keep a close eye on all of their runners up there. But yeah, Jason Hart, he's down here for his big ride in the Derby as well. But this one could get him off to a flyer. Nothing like giving your jockey a confidence booster before the big race itself.
Approachability then to get off to a fantastic start in the opener. 5 races on Derby Day in front of the ITV cameras. And I'd have the best bet on the card, Jace.
Yeah, I'm going to go Walk of Stars. I just think he's absolutely the wrong price at an each-way play. He'll be the one. I'll be throwing in some big prices. It's that sort of day, isn't it? If you're trying to get your ACCA going and everything else, you need a nice big each-way accumulator. And Walk of Stars will do for me in the big one.
Great to see some competitive action. Great to see some big fields as well. Fingers crossed all goes on okay at Epsom. Had a few issues with Ben's of late, but hopefully all's well on the Epsom Downs. We're all set fair for a fantastic Platinum Jubilee Classic weekend. Walker Stars on for Jason in the Derby Desert Crown. To be a warm order though for Sir Michael Stout. Whether you're back in this weekend, the best of luck.